What's up, guys? And welcome to Behind the Crypto podcast. I'm Mike Graham, and I'm your guide and host as we have some of the most exciting conversations with builders, founders in the Web3 space, really making waves in the crypto industry. Today's guest is Lior, CEO of XBO. Lior, welcome to the show.
Hi, Mike. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Lior Aizik. I'm the co-founder and COO of XBO.com. We've been in the cryptocurrency and fintech sectors for over a decade, leading innovation projects to simplify and to enhance some financial processes. At XBO.com, we are focused on making crypto trading accessible, secure, and rewarding for everyone. From newcomers, tasting the water, or experienced investors, we are looking to advance features and edges. And that's pretty much it. We are just looking to empower our users. We are very, I know that it's a lot of buzzwords, but we are very, very user-centric. In general, I can say that by default, we take our product as a non-perfect platform, and we're always looking for the feedbacks from our community and users to make it perfect for them, because we have a lot of types of users in the crypto space. Is still evolving. Crypto adoption is still very low comparing to other financial sectors. And we are here to basically introduce crypto to a lot of other audience that maybe got kind of got lost along the way with all the big platform and complex products that we have in the crypto space.
100%, Lior, 100%. I mean, crypto sometimes is like this rabbit hole. It's like we overcomplicate things because it's fun to overcomplicate them. I love what you talked about, kind of your background in the fintech world, where you guys were simplifying tech, and you're doing that with XBO. Tell us a little bit, how did you get into Web3? I think it's always an interesting concept, how people initially come into crypto. How did it happen for you? And yeah, how was your journey?
That's a very good question. My journey into Web3 started with basically the idea of innovation and disruption. You know, coming from the background in the algo trading industry, it was a lot about trading, but it was very conventional financial markets. On the gaming, I got experience in the user experience and how to create basically the gaming experience of having fun while you try to make some money using all kind of gaming machines, or just making social gaming. The blockchain technology was very amazing to me, because it's kind of a combining of, first of all, the idea of transparency and the decentralized and the transform of the industries that the blockchain brought into the world, and actually, was kind of shaking the ground around all the financial, the more traditional financial institutions and ways. So it's amazing from the concept perspective. On the other side, from the technology point of view, it's even more amazing, even more innovative, and this is like just the beginning. So I mean, it was very amazing to me to get sucked into this area. And for me, I think, I believe that simplifying complex processes, it's something that I'm, very good at and very drawn to it. And crypto felt like a perfect opportunity to bring that vision to life. Web3 isn't just about trading cryptos. It's about, reshaping how we think about ownership. So collaboration and access to your assets. And this is basically what we want in XBO to build for the future.
Well, listen, wonderful, wonderful. Let's tap into that a little bit, because you've mentioned a few things. I think I fully agree with what you're talking about, having that simplified user journey, right? I see this with projects all the time. They have maybe an amazing idea, amazing concept, but it's just super complicated for the user to understand it, to use it, to engage with it. Talk to us a little bit about the journey at XBO. You know, you guys are obviously an exchange, but you've mentioned a few things that perhaps you're doing slightly different. I mean, there's so many exchanges out there, right? Give us
Yes.
a little bit of an insight in terms of XBO, maybe what the journey has been, kind of, yeah, what makes you guys slightly different from the competition?
Okay, that's actually a great question, because you always try to find the added value or the edge that you have, and what's the added value that you bring to the market and to the user as a crypto exchange.
Yeah.
So we really prioritize the user experience. We invest a lot of resources, time, effort into it, and with the user experience, we also stand for the security, because we
Okay.
believe that if you want to create a bigger engagement and a bigger adoption, you need to attract the users that are
Mm,
not intuitive into the crypto. So you need to
mm,
give them the sense of security, so they can feel comfortable and to feel the trust to start engaging with the product. It doesn't matter how simple it is. If you don't trust it, and if you don't have the sense of security, then it probably won't work
mm.
effectively as you want it to be.
True.
So user experience, security, and obviously the community engagement.
Hmm.
We want to feel the community. We want to feel the feedbacks about our product, because, as we said, we provide a lot of offering, right?
Hmm.
We do have, not the simplest crypto exchange, because we do offer like trading experience and rewards and security protocols, and we are solving issues of accessibility by creating the platform that feel intuitive. If it doesn't matter if you trade first time or you already experienced, but
Hmm.
with it, right? We try to make it simple. So we first of all, we have a very different UI than all our competitors. I mean,
Mm.
when we started 4 years ago, I was very into the competitive analysis and trying to understand the market and what's going on. It was before the crypto winter, and we thought about, retail, and we have a very different UI. We try to make our onboarding or registration process very simple and intuitive, and also, but still keep the security. We
Mm.
do have licenses in Europe and outside of Europe. We are very regulated. We are highly secured from the security certificates that we are obligated. So
Mm.
it's important for us to keep this sense of security, and to maintain the user's trust, but keeping it
Hmm.
simple for our users.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, Lior, because it's so like I was taking notes on some of the points you were talking about, the user experience, right? It's so true. I think that I'm really curious, actually. I'd love to hear not the golden secrets, right? I don't want you to shill out the golden secrets on the podcast, but I'd love to hear like some tips on kind of what you mentioned, the user on journey, but I'm really fascinated by UI, UX design, because I
Yeah.
think it really impacts the user journey, kind of what you're saying. It helps people with the community, and actually a good UI UX journey actually helps to build trust, right? Because people feel that, you know what, this is a smooth journey, right? I don't want like all the secrets, right? But I'd be so curious, kind of maybe one or two little things that perhaps you guys are doing slightly different. That is a really, it doesn't need to be the like, we don't need to go underneath the secret cave, but one or two little things I'd be really curious to know.
Well, that's a very good question, Mike, and I like it. And I start by I don't think there is any secrets. I mean, um, I think there's a lot, everything related to the UI UX, and as you said, the smooth experience. I think that what you said is the most important one. When you go into the journey, and the journey is simple and understandable for you, you feel like someone made it exactly for you, and you felt
True.
like it's tailored for your needs, and this is why you moved on. And whenever you feel like it's complicated, you're saying, okay, maybe it's not for me. Too complicated. It's not intuitive. Then
It's
it's
almost
probably
like
not
test
for
driving
me.
a car. It's almost like test driving a car, right?
Exactly. And it's functional, but it's also very emotional. It's also how you feel and not only what you actually do. And I think that's the biggest secret related to the user experience. First of all, you need to know that you are not the user. When you come in as a developer, as a product, as a designer, and in general, we are not the users. And we say
Yes.
by default, we are maybe one type of the users, right? So, but as we said, we have so many personas that it's very, you cannot build it by default perfect, and it will never be perfect. So it's something that unfortunately not everyone are aware of it. You know,
No, you're
sometimes
very right. Yeah.
sometimes, you hear people that are very much in love with the product and basically brilliant people and amazing, but they feel like it's easy for them, then it can be easy for everyone else.
Yeah.
And also lack of changes, because they are in love with the current solution. So I think our secret, which is not really a secret, I think it's just a very healthy approach for product development, is that we are not afraid to say, okay, let's change. Okay, let's improve it. And we are not only passive about it, but we are very active about it. So we are looking for the feedback from the community, what we can do better, and how we can personalize and simplify the user experience on the platform for all type of users and
Mhm.
all type of personas that we have on the platform. And this is, an ongoing quest. And I believe it's also a quest that will never end. And it's part of the fun that we have in XPO.
It's part of the fun, and I think when it comes to crypto and Web3, where it's so different to other industries like Web2, is kind of what you're talking about, and you've mentioned it a few times, is building with the community and being proactive in terms of what the community needs to use your product and make that relationship work, right? I mean, with XPO, talk a little bit about what are some of the roadmap, the goals, the vision for the future with XPO? Like, what are you guys looking to conquer and conquest in the crypto space?
Well, in XPO, our goal is to become a household name in the crypto world. I mean,
Mhm.
be number one. Why not?
Mhm.
So we
Why
want
not?
to
You got to
be
shoot
more,
for somewhere. You got to shoot for the
yeah,
top.
at least shoot for the top. We have time, we have the patience, and we believe we can do it. So we want to be more than just a trading platform or a crypto exchange. We aspire to be a gateway for millions of people into the Web3 ecosystem. We want to bridge the gap between traditional financial and decentralized world. Bridging the gap means providing amazing banking solutions to convert from fiat to crypto and crypto to fiat, which is something that, banks are not necessarily always very proactive related to crypto. We know it. We believe now that MiCA and the regulation will bring a big change into it, and also all the institutional that are, going into the crypto in the last year, as we saw from all the hype that we have.
Yeah.
But we do work very hard to provide the best banking solutions to our clients. We are planning on adding the spend crypto with card
Oh,
into
wow.
the platform, virtual IBANs to simplify the whole transaction process. So we are very into it in parallel to adding all the, gamify and fun parts of the platform, like the earn
Yeah.
products and staking that allows you to, to get yield on your cryptos. Trading, spot, futures. We're adding stocks as well to the
Mhm.
platform to create like the full ecosystem. So we are basically plan to make crypto more inclusive and impactful for the global scale. And we are, believe we are in the right direction for it.
Yeah.
2025 is going to be a huge, huge year for us, I believe.
Absolutely. Listen, the way 2025 has started, it's going to be a fun show, right? It's going to be a fun show for sure.
So
Listen,
Trump is taking care of it for us.
Listen, when we look at XBO, right? You guys obviously have that exchange narrative. There's going to be people listening to the show where maybe they're builders, they're building a project in the Web3 space. They're looking to list somewhere eventually, right? What is the not necessarily the listing process at XBO, but how do you guys look for projects? What is perhaps the criteria if a project is looking to kind of get listed on XBO? Because this is something people ask me all the time, right? They're like, oh, I want to get listed. Okay, great. Well, what do you got to get listed, right? So from a listing perspective, and we don't need to go into it too much, but just a few little insights. If somebody wants to eventually come onto XBO, what are you guys looking for? And how do you support them in terms of helping them with their journey?
That's correct. Listing is a very interesting subject and also a complex one because it seems like every listing platform, not necessarily every crypto exchange, but mostly the crypto exchange are keeping the cards very close to their chest,
True.
Very, very shushu about it. It's very hard to understand who against who and why.
True.
For us, I think, again, we try to make it very, very simple for our user and then also for the listing partner. So first of all, because we are a secured, regulated platform, for us, the most important is, and we do it all the time with our listing procedures and delisting sometimes even, is that it's all about our users. So first of all, if you want to list on XBO, not a problem. First of all, you need to understand who is the project, what are you doing, what value are you bringing to the community, what is your security protocols, what is your utilities, what is the white papers. We look deeply into the project to understand what value the project brings to users and what value in specific it will bring to XBO users. And then second of all, after, let's say the project is amazing, the coin is amazing, everything is straightforward, you still need to make sure that you have enough funds to cover the liquidity, right? You need to provide liquidity to your users, so it's something that you need to take care of. That's pretty much, the two main things that you need to take care of when you come to listing crypto exchange. First of all, to do the, compliance, the diligence. Second of all, the technology, the utilities review. And then it's just about having enough stable funding for the liquidity. When you come to us, basically we provide you everything else. So we will provide you everything related to the liquidity management and the order book and how to publish it correctly and how to advertise it correctly and basically give you all the umbrella that you need in order to make the trading experience for your project listing coin simple and accessible for the users.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, simple, accessible, because at the end of the day, Lior, you guys want the project to be successful. The project wants to be successful and the community wants it to be successful, right? So it's an environment where if everybody pulls together, everybody's winning.
It's a win-win.
I'm curious with my next question for you, with you being an exchange. What is one of your favorite coins or projects in the market? It could be a coin on XBO, it could be someone else, but what is a project or a coin that you see in the space at the moment that you're like, ooh, that's quite an exciting one? And I know right now everything is down. So
yes. No, but we talked a bit about our market opportunities. So I do believe that buying low is something that is very important for traders and investors. We look for the long run. I'm very bullish on the crypto market in general. So I don't think we need to worry about any kind of a bumps on the road that we have. And by the way, everyone needs to understand the crypto market is a volatile market. If you are looking for something stable over time, it's not the crypto. Crypto market.
It's not in this world.
Yes, it's not this world. I am a very strong believer in keeping it for the long run.
Yes.
Even for the kids maybe, but if you don't have the heart to see the bumps, on the short run, so it's maybe better to limit the time that you keep cryptos.
True.
Now about the coins, I have to say that I'm a very traditional kind of guy. Yeah, I'm not. I never been in the too much on the meme coins and all kind of adventures. You know, at the end, I'm also in my core. I'm a product manager and more into technology. So I think my favorite one is Ethereum still,
Ethereum,
because the
okay.
backbone of innovation in the crypto space.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, if I have to say, but I have to say that Tone, because of its seamless integration with the Telegram and the massive built-in user base and real-world utility that they have, I mean, high-speed transactions, low fees, scalable architecture. I mean, they made amazing contender to the, and added value to the mainstream adoption. So I think Tone is amazing project. And I think it's amazing project that I'm also personally involved,
Yeah.
invested
Yeah.
in.
No, no, listen.
Um, and
Yeah.
but with that said, we cannot still ignore the impact of the meme coins. I mean, they are there. They talking like Trump, demonstrated how crypto is evolving beyond just technology
Yeah.
and engage communities and into the mainstream conversation and the social networks. And they might not offer the same technology or the advancement as coins like Ethereum or Tron or Solana, but they have a big space in the crypto adoption and the utilities of it,
Yeah,
basically.
it's an interesting one, isn't it? With the whole crypto adoption and mass adoption. I was in Dubai a couple of weeks ago, hosting a couple of conferences, and we were all talking about mass adoption and etc. And so one of the things that people said a lot, which is what you've said a lot, Lior, is making that user journey experience easy. Making that UI UX design easy. But what is interesting with crypto is that a lot of times the users that are outside of crypto, they don't really care about how the tech works, right? Like, if you're a normal person, you don't care how the tech of Ethereum or layer 500 and whatever
Mm.
works, right? You just care about, okay, am I going to make money? Is this safe? Is it secure? And perhaps you're even tapping into some sort of cultural, narrative, which is kind of what we're seeing with the meme space, which is interesting, right? They hold no utility, a lot of these coins, right? But some of them, they go to billion market cap within days. It's
Great.
insane. But it's such an interesting. I kind of had this concept: is crypto a revolution or is it an evolution, right? And it's always actually, I'd love to ask you that question. I have my opinion on it, but I wasn't planning to ask you. But what is your opinion? Is it like a revolution? Is it an evolution? Like how do you look at it?
I think it's both. I think it's, honestly, I think it's both. First of all, it's a revolution. It's crazy. At the time where Bitcoin, reached the new peak at 105, I think it was 6, 7. Doesn't matter. At one point, one Bitcoin was the higher price than 1 kilo of gold, you know? And it's crazy. I mean, how is it not revolution? It's crazy to think that one visual, I mean, completely nothing, right? Completely virtual coin that someone invented, I don't know, 20 something years ago, now worth more than 1 kilo of gold. The most valuable precious metal on earth was always considered, the golden standard, right?
True.
So it's crazy.
It's
So
yeah,
that's where we are right now. So for sure it's revolution. And I think it's also evolution because it's forcing everyone to be much better. The
true.
crypto space created the blockchain technology is instantly speed. It's very transparent, by the way. It's much more transparent than the traditional finance. Think about it. Everything is registered on the blockchain. Every transaction on the blockchain, you can see
Yeah,
after 1 second what happened with it. With the financial
true.
transaction, you don't see it. You don't see it.
Brother, brother, listen, I was in I was in Dubai, right? This is a funny one, right? I was in Dubai and I was just having a coffee. I was just having a coffee, and I heard this guy talking, right? I wasn't listening to his conversation, but I just, you just hear it sometimes, And I just heard it, and he was like, "Yeah, so we're gonna send the 25 million USDT, and it will be with them it'll be in that multi-sig wallet, and it'll be with them in a couple of hours." And like I just couldn't help myself. I was like, who's sending who 25 million, dollars, and it's going to be with them in a couple of hours? Like if
Even
you
with
were
a
to
day,
do that through
crazy.
if you were to do that through a normal banking system, it would take like
Correct.
weeks, maybe, months
Maybe,
sometimes,
maybe weeks. Let's try to explain to them what to do and how to do it. And you
Where did the
go
money come
through,
from? The
through,
fund.
yeah, and you go through, I think, like 10 or 20 people that need to push on a
Yeah.
button in order to make it
With
go.
crypto, you just need to make sure you're sending it to the right wallet. Because
Yeah,
if you send 25 million to the wrong wallet,
that's
someone's
also,
waking up very
that's might
happy.
be, yeah, that's might be problem. I think, by the way, that's why, on XPO, we have a lot of big transactions, especially from the corporate clients.
Okay.
And we have, similar numbers sometimes. And I think that's a good combination of the Web3 and our custodian solution that in case of a big transaction, we do have the instant crypto transaction, but we still have some kind of a layer that we verify that the address is correct, for example.
Gotcha.
If you
Gotcha.
choose, for example, the ERC20 or TLC, so we verify that the address is on ERC20. So at least, we have
Bro, that's
few levels
beautiful.
of verification. And
Yeah.
also, after you make the transaction, we do, if you don't whitelist the address, then we might just ask you to verify this is the way. I mean, like another layer of
Yeah.
just a reminder, just make sure this is the right address,
That is such, I love that. That is such a nice, you were talking about UI, UX, user experience
That's
journey.
the extra service that we provide.
Correct, correct. That's such a nice little, like a hug, like a looking after the customer to make
Yeah.
sure that they feel trusted, right? They feel looked after in that process.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm loving this conversation, Lior. We're coming towards the end. One thing I'd like to ask you, because we've talked about so many different narratives, we've talked about so many different concepts in crypto Web3. There are so many things popping off, right? The other day I heard about DeSci, which is like decentralized science. There's obviously RWAs. There's the meme coins that somehow we ended up talking about in this conversation. But what is a narrative that you're seeing in the space that you're quite excited about or that you're quite bullish about?
Well, that's a big question, right? So, as you said, so many things happening now in the crypto space. All of them are exciting. All of them sometimes happening, at the same time. So, we had the Bitcoin, which all-time high, and now getting a bit into the deep with all the other cryptos. Trump coin, meme coin, I think broke new record until his wife launched her coin like 1 week after, and again. So the crypto market is very volatile, but there is amazing project we talked about, the Tone, for example, which is, I believe, it's one of the revolutionary project that I experienced within the crypto, and I think it's only the start of it. Also, in related to the Tone in the Telegram, we also launched our mini app in the Telegram,
Oh,
which
cool.
is an amazing mini app our marketing department created to create the user engagement and gamifying experience, and they get like XPs that are like points that gets you into our loyalty program much more easier, much more quickly. Get incentives like rewards and discounts fees. So this is part of it. We got into the mini apps in Telegram because of the big project of Tone and because of the crypto adoptions to the general space. So I believe a lot of those kind of projects will be emerging, in the near future. And I believe that the innovation in the technology itself and the adoption of the financial institution of the crypto is going to boost the market dramatically. We didn't talk about it so much, but we do have like the European regulation, MiCA,
Okay.
that starting now in January 2025, and everyone says regulation. It's it's a bummer. It's annoying for users. It's annoying for businesses. It's cost a lot of money. It's required you to have like a very strong stack of technology and product development. But it's also bring good things with it. As we said, we had in the crypto space and a few years ago, a lot of projects that we had issues with them, and that was affecting the FTX and such. So we do have those projects that affected the user trust, and that's affecting the crypto adoption. So regulation can be limiting or can be cost-wise, and can be a very tricky things to do from the user experience, because the regulation will make it more complex for the users to do the actions that they were used to do before. However, it's also, bring more trust into the system, bring more a very transparent and clear regulation framework that everyone can work with, everyone can understand. And I think that will bring also more institutional, the more traditional institutional into the crypto space, will bring the banks more into the crypto space, and then it will be much more easier to bring the crypto adoption into a new height.
Yeah.
And this is 2025, I think.
It's so interesting listening to you talk about the regulations in the narrative that you're talking about, because I'm very similar of the opinion of it, right? And it was interesting. I heard someone, like at an event that I was hosting, the gentleman, he was a lawyer, and he said, the legislations are being built with crypto together, right? And it's an interesting one because, like with MiCA, I think it's such a positive narrative, because now at least we getting some rule sets, we're getting to know what's allowed, what's not allowed, et cetera, right? And it feels like the crypto industry, the narrative of we're just getting started. Actually, we've started, right? Like we've done the just getting started. It feels that now we're going into like that adolescence phase, right? Where now we're kind of learning the rules of the real world. The real world is learning the rules of crypto. And there's going to be a little bit of a blend of the legislations bends towards crypto and crypto bends towards the legislations, and somewhere in the middle they'll find the kind of happy match together. But listen, last thing I have for you, Lior. There's going to be builders listening to this, there's going to be founders listening to this podcast. You've been great. It's been wonderful learning about XBO as well. Tell us, I always ask with maybe a piece of advice for the builders, the founders, or perhaps your favorite quote, whatever you feel more comfortable with. It could be like a motivational quote, or it could be a piece of advice for founders, builders in the crypto space, whichever one you prefer.
Well, okay, I will give you also something that we already discussed, but if I need to precise it to one quote, which is also a very good advice, is the quote that I learned it in my early days, and I don't remember who the quote came from, but it was always like very stoning to me, is you are not the user. And that is very, very important. And I think it's important in general, it always helped me. It doesn't matter which space I've been to when I'm coming to create something new, a new service, a new solution, a new platform, especially important in the crypto space where you have so many personas, which is crazy. Comparing to any other industry.
True.
So you are not the user. You need to understand it. You are not the user. You need to understand that even if you are a user, you are not the user. There is always going to be other users. And every new target audience that you want to approach and have your platform accessible to it, you need to understand it. You need to learn it. You need to get the feedbacks. You need to understand that you are not perfect. You need to understand that you will always need to change, and you need to make mistakes along the way. In general, I believe always in time to market. By default, I think I never launched something which was over 6 months. And most of the time it was much, much shorter. And by default, I'm saying that I'm not providing the best solution. By default, in the beginning, I'm simply, understanding what is the needs, understanding trying to understand as much as I can the users. But I think the biggest feedback that you will get is once you go live and start, interacting with the market, interacting with the users, getting the feedbacks, and then quickly change it,
I
quickly
love
adopt.
that. I love that. I love that. And kind of and having that mentality, like you're saying, you're not the user, right? That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. Lior, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much for all the alpha. Thank you so much for your time. Guys, this is Lior, COO of XBO. Thank you so much for your time, sir. And for the
Thank you.
rest, enjoy the year and we'll see you at the top. Cheers.
Thank you so
Bye
much.
for now.
Bye, Mike. Thank you.